Hello again, Trash42 here with more Mega Man Battle Network 3. This is part 11 of my speedrun guide, and today we manipulate the green mystery data. This guide walks you through the entire game scenario by scenario and provides all of the information needed to follow along, even if you've never played these games before. This guide is designed for new runners, but covers many important and fundamental aspects that are relevant at all levels of gameplay. I'll be playing on the blue version this time. However, this trick works on white as well. But enough exposition. Let's begin. So, RNG, Random Number Generator. In Battle Network 3, there are two separately calculated and maintained random number generator values. And the one that controls the contents of green mystery data is the second one, which resets on soft reset. Now, I say we're going to manipulate the green mystery data, but that's a bit of a misnomer. What we're actually doing is taking our understanding of how green mystery data contents are calculated and using it to take advantage of what it already is. I can't, like, say, make it a specific thing. Now, the way that it works is the GMDs have a drop table. Think of it as having like 32 different entries. I think it's 32. And whenever you jack on to the computer, there's a value set in memory, RAM, that determines the index into this 32 entry table that you get. So right now, the GMD contents of all green mystery data on the net are fixed. I can show that with a neat little example here. For now. It'll change, you'll see. So, if I save before opening this one, then I get Sword Y. That is so convenient. OMG. So, if I reset, we're in ACDC Area 1. If I go over to this green mystery data and pick it up, it's also Sword Y. But, if I go back to the first green mystery data and pick it up, it's not Sword Y. So how did that happen? Well, again, each of these green mystery data, because they're in the same area, are referencing the ACDC 1 drop table. The index does not change until you pick up a green mystery data. And when you pick up a green mystery data, then it changes. So it went from like index 16 to like index 10, as an example. So what does this mean? Well, if you can match up what a drop in one area, for example Sword Y, is equivalent to in a different area, say ACDC 2, then I can take the index from one area to a different area. In ACDC 1, the things that I can get from green mystery data are Mini Bomb S, Shotgun T, Panel Out 1 Star, Sword Y, and various amounts of Zenny. None of the chips I care about, I just want Zenny. In ACDC 2, every entry is Zenny. There are no chips. And most of them are 100 Zenny or 300 Zenny, but a few entries are 1000 Zenny or 2000 Zenny. And it just so happens that the RNG index, like the table entry for Sword Y, is synced up with the 1 and 2000 Zenny drops from Area 2. So, when you are in ACDC Area 1, save before you open the green mystery data. If it's a Sword Y, reset, and then when you go into Area 2, you're gonna get 1 or 2000 Zenny. So, like, this is a way to mitigate the Zenny randomness at the start of these runs, because at the start of the run is the biggest Zenny problem. outside of like fish later on, but you have so many more opportunities to get Zenny for fish that getting the 3000 Zenny you need for the first 2 HP memories is a lot of people will reset if they don't get really good Zenny RNG, which I would say is unnecessary. Just jack out, jack back in, and pick up GMDs as many times as you need, because if it takes 2 extra minutes to get all of the Zenny compared to resetting and trying again for 5 minutes, you know, if your time is like not under 4 hours, or if it's like somewhere between 3:30 and 4 hours, then you probably don't need to care about the 2 minutes at the start. It's not until you get to like sub 320 range that you start to need to care about getting good Zenny at the start. So don't stress out over this. But definitely take advantage of these tricks. If you're okay, because this is an easy one to do. Like some RNG manipulation, like folder stacking, is a bit more involved, and I'm going to cover that in the next video. But for green mystery data manipulation, like, it's really easy, just do it. You don't even have to understand how it works. Just know that in AC/DC 1, save before you pick up a GMD, and if it's sword Y, reset. That is the only thing you need to know. So you can put that in your notes and then carry on. There's a couple other things you can do. For example, let's see what this contains. 400 Zenny. If you get Shotgun T in this area, then if you skip AC/DC 2 and go straight to AC/DC 3, the GMD will contain a Dash Attack Z. Dash Attack Z, especially in the white version, is a really good chip for a lot of the fixed encounters that you have to go up against. So some players will reset for Dash Attack Z and then get enough reg up for it. And so if you get Shotgun T and think, okay, well, I can go to Area 3, get Dash Attack Z, and then backtrack to Area 2, it's like, that's not the ideal pattern, but you can guarantee that you get Dash Attack Z that way, which is pretty nice. Sword Y also pairs up with Spreader O. Or conversely, if you go to AC/DC 3 and you get Spreader O, you can save reset that and turn it into another 1 or 2,000 Zenny in AC/DC 2, which is pretty neat. This trick also works in Yoka area, and you pass through Yoka so much, that's actually kind of a big deal, because from Yoka Square you walk through Yoka 2, and then you go into Yoka 1, and that's where we use untraps, because the Yoka 1 GMDs and the Yoka 2 GMDs can contain viruses. So in Yoka 2, right after you leave the square, instead of waiting until the next area, use your untrap right there and save in front of green mystery data, and if they contain Gut Punch E or F, reset and you will get 2,000 or 3,500 Zenny. If it's F, you're guaranteed 3,500 Zenny, so that's really good. If it contains C or D, then you want to keep it, because here's the thing. Like, if this first green mystery data did not contain Sword Y, if it contained anything else, you'd take it, because what that means is that since it did not contain Sword Y, then the green mystery data in AC/DC 2 is a lot less likely to be 1,000 or 2,000 Zenny. So essentially, anytime you get a bad draw, like Mini Bomb S or Shotgun T or Panel Out 1 star, it's a free reroll at the RNG for the GMDs that you do care about. And that is pretty much everything you need to know about green mystery data for the any percent category. I'm going to link the notes in the description, and in the notes there's a tab called GMD, which shows you all of the drops and what they're equivalent to in every area. So AC/DC, Scilab, Yoka, Beach, Undernet, Secret Area, all of them, which is pretty neat. There's a lot of numbers on it and like average Zenny and stuff, but the main thing is you just want to look across and be like, Sword Y goes to 1,000 Zenny or 2,000 Zenny. Spreader O goes to 1,000 Zenny or 2,000 Zenny. Gut Punch E goes to 2,000 Zenny. Gut Punch F goes to 3,500 Zenny. Those are the connections that you're looking for in the areas that are next to each other. The green columns are the ones that have just Zenny drops, so that's cool. But that's it. So remember, Sword Y, Gut Punch E or F. If you see those, save before you pick up the GMD, and then if you see those, reset. And Zenny will be a lot less of an issue for your runs. Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's GMDs. So, Mega Man Battle Network 3 is a long speed run, but, you know, you'll get through it one scenario at a time. If you have any questions about the game or the run or the RNG, ask in the comments below. Check the description for additional links to various resources, including the full playlist. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, maybe even learned something. It's interesting stuff. What we can get away with the RNG, especially in the first 3 games, is cool. I'm a little biased though. Anyway, next time we stack the deck. Until then, take care.